Hey buddies, welcome to another Brazilian Buddy Show. My name is Andrey and I'm here to show you that Brazil is more than samba, football and carnival. Finally, I'm back with a new episode and I'm here with Dani. So Dani, how are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. Thank you to invite me to be here. Andrew was really nice, and I bet I will be love talking about a little bit about my country.
So yeah, let's go. And first of all, I always like to ask, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Daniele and but everyone call me Dani. I am 27 years old. I am engineering, and I moved into France recently, like 2 months ago, and I am au pair here.
Okay, yeah, awesome. And I would like to push your other side, the north, the girl from the north of Brazil, and I would like to focus on. So, how started your alternative project about the girl from the north?
Okay, so I started the project because I live abroad. I lived 3 months in Netherlands and 2 years in UK, in England, and everyone, like the most of the people that I was talking about, always know just about São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. And I come from north of Brazil. I come from Amazon region, and the people just know about the forest. They don't know our culture, our songs, our food. And I want to show a little bit of the north of Brazil in my perspective and show that I have a beautiful place, a really lovely people, a nice culture that they could come and visit, have a beautiful natural places to go, like cheap. The people is really kind as well. And um, it's not that Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo that exist. Like
Always.
Brazil is so big, it's so beautiful, it's so rich. And because of that, I want to show a little bit of the north of Brazil in a perspective of the girl that lived there all life. Basically, that.
Yeah, and now you said like that you were in UK, and I could hear, oh, this is not an accent from America because usually when we speak, it's like we have an influence from US, right? And
Yes.
that's super cool and kind of different, I would say. And first of all, like, where from Pará State? I forgot to ask you.
Oh no, that's okay. I come to a city called Marabá. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I born in north of Brazil, and I born in the Tocantinópolis, Tocantins, the state of Tocantins. But I lived all my life in a city called Marabá. It's in countryside of north of Pará. It's a countryside of Pará.
Oh, cool. Different. Marabá. I think I never heard it before. And is it close to the capital, Belém, or not?
No, no, it's a little bit far from the capital. Um, it's in southeast of the
Hmm.
state. So we are next to the other two states, that is Maranhão and the Tocantins is near. It's more near than to the capital, Belém.
Ah, okay, yeah. I was in Belém. I think the unique city in the whole state, and it's a big state. If you see, like it's the size of a country, right?
Yes,
Uh,
indeed.
yeah, and here in São Paulo, we don't hear so often about this place. Like, how which thing could be like different for a foreigner that I listen to us, like which is different and unique from your state? Maybe music, fruit. I don't know.
Well, the fruits, like I come from the Amazon region, so we have so many different and delicious food, and our cook, our culinary, in my opinion, is the best in the world. It's even better in the other states in Brazil. Sorry.
That's fine.
like I really love the cuisine of Pará. like have all my heart because it's so good, so rich, and it's a little bit different. But um, when the people cook, they put equilibrium on it. So for me, it's like divine.
Okay, and which food it's like a typical from there? Because I don't have an idea. Like I don't remember actually.
Okay, so we have açaí.
Ah,
Like
okay.
we always say that
I
the
know this.
people who don't live in North, like if you don't live in Amazonia or in Pará, you never eat a real, proper uh, açaí. Like, but it's impossible because it's like a food that need to be refrigerated and everything. So generally, in the other part of the country and in the other part of the world, you don't eat the proper food, but at least you have a little bit of the taste. And açaí is from there. Cupuaçu from
Hmm.
there. It's because it's Amazon region, and tacacá is from there too, from the north, from the Pará. Maniçoba is from Amazon region too, and I believe farinha de puba is from north of Brazil too. It's like a food that the Indian people eat and then was coming to generation. It's really good and it's really crunchy. I love it. And yeah, it's that. I think it's basically that a little bit of the food of my state in Brazil.
Tacacá, yeah, I ate. It's with shrimp, right? Shrimp and a thing called jambu. Jambu, no. Wait.
Have shambu,
Yeah,
shrimp,
we have
and
cachaça
have
of jambu.
tucupi.
Tucupi, yeah, I remember.
Tucupi. Ah,
It's good.
tucupi is divine. I miss tucupi so much. Jambu too, but like tucupi is like a wow, it's divine. And the base of the plate, tacacá, is tucupi. This is the base. And then we put some jambu, some goma. I don't know how can I say this in English,
Me
goma.
neither.
And shrimp and jambu. Jambu, it's a leaf from Amazon region too that is really good because when you eat, like you feel a little bit,
Numbness.
it's like spicy on your tongue, and if you eat too much, you don't feel your tongue for a while. I love it do a lot, and I don't
Mhm.
feel my tongue for a couple of like 30 minutes, and like it pass, but it's really good the sensation, you know. Do you had the pleasure to try jambu?
Yeah, definitely. The cachaça. Cachaça is alcoholic drink here,
Yeah.
and it's cool. Like it's nice. And I think I ate like tacacá and tucupi as well. I don't like the flavor. It's exotic. Let's say that, because
Really?
I have the feeling that I can see an indigenous influence in those foods, right?
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
is not something common here in São Paulo. It's more industrial thing, pizza and things like that. And I see that in the north, they are using the things from the nature, and
Yes.
it's something super nice. And I actually remember a question now because here acai, which is that purple fruit, we use it as a ice cream shape, so we mix with other fruits and so on. But I know that in the north they eat like in a salt version with flour and stuff like that. It's exactly as you eat or not.
Yeah, it's like depending on the region, like where I live is not really common. But in north of the state, like in Belém, the people who live there always eat açaí, the real açaí that's like a really not thick, it's not heavy, but it have a really good consistency. But it's just the fruit, it's natural fruit, but with a good consistency. It's like you don't have a ice or flour, nothing. It's just the proper fruit, and they eat like just that with some kind of meat. Can be like sausage or beef or fish or shrimp with farinha de puba or farinha de tapioca, right? And they put just two of them. The difference between the north of the state to where I live is that we put some sugar on the açaí. It's the same proper açaí, but we put some sugar on it. Like the people from Belém come to us and say, "You're not really from Pará. You are not really like you don't have a Pará blood because you
Mhm.
put sugar on your açaí and all this kind of stuff." But for me, for example, it's not really good taste and don't have a earth taste like everyone say. I don't like açaí because have a earth taste. Don't
No,
have a
that's
earth
not
taste.
true.
That's not true. The
No.
taste is just divine. But for me, it's too. It's not acid. I don't remember the word now, but if I don't put sugar, I can't eat because it's too the taste is too strong for me, you
Hmm.
know.
I agree.
But in north of the state, the people eat without, like for them, it's like, and they eat every day after the lunch. It's the when they have the açaí generally, and it's like they dessert. Açaí is
Mm.
like they dessert, eating that way. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm learning
Yes.
as always because like it's a kind of a standard like rice and beans and plus açaí in the
Yes.
capital. Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Something
Yeah,
like
because
that.
when I tried it, I was in Amapá as well,
Hmm.
and I was like, yeah, I want to try like the how you eat, guys. And they put, okay, so this is açaí, this is flour, like I mixer and I try it. As you said, it's not so good, because in my mind I'm used to like see açaí as a sweet thing, and you see like you have differences inside of the same state. So
We?
imagine the whole country,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
it's bizarre, bizarre.
Yes. Yes. It's how you said. Our state is like a country. It's like a really big country. Like, and it's really good to see the difference between the same state because it's so big. They have a lot of other ways, communities, vocabulary in every part. So it's really good, like to see the difference. Of
Hmm.
course.
And
Yes.
being like a big state, you have interesting places to see, and you know, so like how interesting cities, in your opinion, you have? Like you have the capital, you have Marabá. What else you suggest?
Um, we have Serra dos Carajás. It's beautiful. Have a zoo with the animals of the Amazon region. It's really, really nice. And the responsible for that, it's a big company. It's a multinational company. It's Vale. And Vale, they always worry about the government. They always about worry about the nature and everything. And to the thing about the zoo on Serra das Andorinhas is that the animals that live there is because they treat them, they study animals, and they see the animals came back to the forest because all the rest of the animals they just get and back. Like for example, if they see an animal that with something broken, with some problem, they just take care of the animal and they give back the animal to the forest. But then these animals who is in the zoo is because they don't have conditions to live in the area. They live in the forest anymore, basically. Because of that, they create this zoo to keep these animals, and it's free, it's available to everyone. And in this place, a lot of people visit already, like Princess Diana.
Oh.
Really, it's really nice. And in this park, where is the zoo, we have trees that the famous people come to visit, and they plant a tree. It's
Hmm.
really wonderful, and we walk in a path, and then this path you see everywhere where the people plant, who plants it, in which year, when happened, what happens. It's really good. Beside the fact that we say this place, Serra das Andorinhas, Oh, sorry, Serra dos Carajás. The name of the place is Serra dos Carajás.
Mhm.
Serra das Andorinhas is other place.
Ah, okay.
Serra dos Carajás is the name of this place.
Uh-huh.
And there it's close. Just people who work for this company live there. And you need like um, authorization, a paper to make you in, but like it's really nice, really different. And I had the pleasure to some of my parents live there before, and then because of that, I visit there a lot, and it's really good because the weather is so different from the all Amazons, like a really high. The altitude is really really high, and it's cold. It's like we say in Pará, who have the pleasure to visit. We say it's our European Pará. It's our
Oh.
European part of Pará because it's so cold, like have degrees into 70 degrees, like it's not really usual in north of Brazil have this degree. Like the last degree that we have is like 22, so 17 is a lot.
Oh, yeah, 22 is
People who live
winter
it.
here.
Yes, like imagine north of Brazil, like
Mhm.
22 is the winter, we frozen, we full of jackets and all this kind of stuff because there is just hot all the time. But this small part, Serra das Serra dos Carajás, it's really like that. Like it's nice to visit too. Another place we have Serra das Andorinhas. It's a place full of waterfalls, and you can do a hiking there. It's beautiful. Like it's a part between the Amazon and have some trees from Cerrado to Cerrado is other kind of biome that we have
Mhm.
in Brazil, and it's really beautiful. But there, however, it's like an open forest. It is really dangerous. You go alone. You need a guide. You need to go with a guide, and because it's really easy to get lost and everything. But the place is beautiful with a lot of waterfalls, a lot of high places, and you can see a beautiful part of Amazon. It's really really beautiful.
Cool. Serra dos Carajás and Serra
Yes,
das Andorinhas.
yes, Serra das Andorinhas. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, like never heard before. Because I like to search about interesting places for like every state that we have.
Hmm.
And from Belém, I remember obviously the capital, uh, Ilha de Marajó, Marajó Island. Have you ever
Yes.
have you ever been there?
No, I never have been there, but I heard about it. It's on my list
Ah,
to
okay,
visit, definitely. Yes.
okay. And Alter do Chão, right?
Ah,
It's called like
yes,
the,
it's
the
on my list too.
Amazonian. I forgot now, but like they have like a different environment, with a lot
The
of island.
river,
Yeah, like yeah,
the
exactly. Thank
river.
you.
Yeah,
Like the
yes.
river,
It's the
the animals.
junction with the two biggest rivers in Amazon. Yeah. It's the Black River and
Solimões, right? I think.
Solimões.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can see like from the top when you're on a plane, when you're in a plane, you can see from the top like the difference between the rivers. Is beautiful. It's like I never went, but of course I see pictures and everything, and it's definitely a place that I really want to visit. I don't remember the name of the city now, but it's really beautiful there. um I don't remember the name of the city, sorry guys now, but I have a city that is perfect to you see that, and I don't remember the name now.
Maybe
I,
Santarém.
Santarém.
It's
Yes,
Santarém.
that's the name. Yes,
Oh.
that's the name. Santarém. It's the same place where is Alter do Chão. You
Ah,
have a
okay.
beautiful view of it. Yeah, you can see the boats. Like it's really really nice, really nice. And yeah, it's beautiful. And we have other place too. That's it's Chapada das Mesas. It's not in
Mm.
my state, but it's next to here. It's northeast of the country, but it's really next to my place. Like it's just 4 hour driving to there, and I have a beautiful place hiking and have a beautiful, not lakes, small, don't be lakes, like, because we don't really have lakes there. We have more rivers. In my region, it's more rivers. Um, but it's more like it's with small lakes and waterfalls. There's a lot of waterfalls, and it's beautiful, like really beautiful. We have waterfalls Três Marias, waterfall Three Marys, and it's really beautiful. It's not really far from my city, not really far. And the other place, stunning, beautiful. It's Lençóis Maranhenses. It's
Oh,
next to my state too.
yeah.
It's insane. Like I never had the opportunity to visit, but it's on my list too. It's so beautiful. It's funny because I met a person. She lives in France. No, she lives in Switzerland, and she had the pleasure to have a Brazilian friend. And she told me that she visits a little bit of Northeast, and she have the pleasure to visit Lençóis Maranhenses. And she told me, for her, the best place in Brazil is Lençóis Maranhenses. She thinks it's one of the most beautiful views that she saw in her life. Like she was really happy. And it's funny because she was back next year to visit a friend that will marry in Fortaleza. And she say, Lençóis Maranhenses is on my list. Definitely I will visit again. I say, okay, perfect, do that. And we have other place that it's Jalapão.
Oh,
Jalapão,
Jalapão.
you see everything.
Is it close to you as well, Jalapão?
It's what?
Jalapão is close to you?
It's not really close to me, but it's in north of Brazil,
Oh yeah,
like
like
the
Jalapão.
region north. Yeah,
The
it's in the state
famous.
to where I born, Tocantins. It's not really next to me, like the Chapada das Mesas is next to me than Jalapão. But it's so beautiful, Japão. You see everything. You have mountains, you have a desert. Desert. You have a desert. Sorry, the accent, guys. You have mountains, you have a desert. Desert,
Yeah, I know. We are Brazilians. That's fine.
that's fine.
You
Okay,
understand,
yeah.
guys.
Do you understand, guys?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And fervedouros they have.
Fervedouros, and you have waterfalls too. So you
Mhm.
have 4 wonderful creations of the nature just in the same place. But the thing there is that you need a guide to visit there too because you can be lost. So this is the point. But it's just beautifully insane. It's just that.
Yeah, Jalapão. I never been there, but I can tell you because I was in Lençóis. I think, yeah, 2 years ago. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But
Wow.
I was in the name of the city is Lençóis, and basically Lençóis Maranhenses. It's a huge dune, and during the year they have like these rains, and because of the dunes they have like kind of a holes, and they create natural pools basically, and you have a lot of them, like hundreds of them, and you can take walks, you can go with helicopters if you want, and the
You can go in the
view.
bugs.
Yeah, you have I think it's ATV in English, I'm not sure.
STV, yeah, because bugs is insects in Portuguese.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
That's
but in
true.
Portuguese we say bugs.
Yeah, we say
But
bugs.
yeah. Yes.
And the view is like top 3 in my life, I think. When I was like,
Wow.
the Amazon was unbelievable. Lençóis Maranhenses, definitely, like if you are planning to visit Brazil, and of course Rio, São Paulo, please like just go there, and you will see. It's like amazing, amazing. And you mentioned foreigners, and I would like to ask, like, you can see foreigners in the north of Brazil? It's common or not?
No, I never had opportunity like to see. I never saw anyone speaking English in my region, like any in other language too. Like no, to be fair, I saw some people talking Korean in my city, but it's
Okay.
because they go open some stores there and they speak in their language. But was just that. But never anyone speaking English. Like no, never. That was really usual in my region. See that.
Even maybe like Japanese descendants, because I have the feeling that in the north you have a lot of Japanese immigrants.
We have, yes, but how the generations was really passed, like they just speak Portuguese, really. They don't speak Japanese anymore. Like they grandparents, grand-grandparents arrived in Brazil, and then their their grandparents talk, but then the childrens and they grandson don't talk Japanese anymore. But it's a region that we can see a lot of Japanese where I live. Like in where I live, like next to my neighborhood, I can see a lot of Japanese people. Yeah, come from Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. And going a little bit to Brazilian Portuguese, I'm curious to see, do you have like some interesting slangs, maybe exclusive from Pará or from your city?
Yes, we have some slangs. Some I can talk, some I can't talk.
Okay,
But
okay.
like for example, I slang égua.
Égua.
Égua in Portuguese, guys, it's a animal. It's the female of the horse.
Mhm.
Égua, it's the female of the horse in a proper um, Portuguese. But égua in my state, not in my state, in North, more in the capital, the people say égua to everything. Égua mana, égua maninho, égua que dia quente. Égua is like intensity. It's like
Hmm.
depending on your humor, you say égua. If you're mad, you
Interesting.
say égua. If you're happy, you can say égua. If you're frustrated, you can say égua. Like it's intensity. You know, it's like caralho. I don't know if I can say that in this video.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but égua is our caralho, basically.
Okay.
Mana,
But it's like
it's
in a
really
polite way because basically it's not a
easier.
bad word, right? You are just saying the female of, the horse.
Yes, yes, but I think it's about really the region. My region too, we say carapanã.
Okay. Oh,
Carapanã.
this is
It's
indigenous
really
probably, right? CARAPANÃ.
probably yeah, come from the indigenous word probably, and are mosquitoes. Mosquitoes
Ah,
is the
okay.
same carapanã. We
Interesting.
use these two. Have the other ones that I can't use here because heavy to talk about in this video. And yeah, like it's there. I have other ones, but I don't remember now at this moment. But we have a lot of other ones. So égua, mana, and carapanã. Three
CARAPANÃ.
words. Yes.
Okay, maybe égua, it's your oshi, or I'm wrong. Like you can say égua for everything. Like,
Yes.
oh, it's hot today. Égua, osh, it's
Yes. But I think égua is more abrangent than oxi.
okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
you can say, like have so many situations where you can say égua. Like it's really fancy. It's really rich
It's
way, you know.
it's like maybe it's like trem from Minas Gerais. It's a specific
Could be,
it's a
yes,
specific word
yes,
that you can use literal
for
for
that
everything.
region. Yeah, and it's funny because where I live in Pará, Marabá, we don't use égua. We don't use égua too much. But in North, in Belém, the people use égua to everything. But where I live, no. Where I live, we just chill. Caralho. It's
Interesting.
more, it's more usual. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's super nice. And going a little bit about your life now, you said that you are in France, right?
We just swim France.
I don't speak French at all. I
That's
just know a few
okay.
words.
I'm
And
learning. I'm learning, and it's hard.
yeah, I mean, it's a Latin language, so we have some similarities with a few words, right? Presidente, président, maybe like.
We Yes, I think we have a lot of similarities, to be fair. One of the reasons that I think is so much hard to learn because like Portuguese, it's a really hard language. Like I never liked too much the grammar. in Portuguese. I never was the top 10 students in grammar in Portuguese because it's so hard, so many details. And French is similar. We have a lot of words, and we basically say in the same way that we say in Portuguese. And for
Conjugations,
me, yes, I
the
have
boogeyman.
a lot of difficulties. And this didn't happen in English. Like in English, I think it's so easy. I think it's so fast. Like people, listen to me, people that are learning Brazilian Portuguese. You are so brave. You are so nice. You are incredible because this is one of the most annoying, hard language that you could choose, like to learn. It's
Mhm.
really, really hard. Like, congratulations and keep doing that you get there because it's really hard, really, really hard. I'm feeling a little bit about this with the French, to be fair. And like always, I prefer the English because it's easier.
Yeah, I mean, like the verb eat, ate, eaten, eating. That's it.
Yeah.
And the same word in English, comemos, comeis, comais, comem.
Yes.
Thousand
And
of
for
like,
Portuguese, you have 1,000,
yeah.
1,000 of conjugations for the same verb. So yeah, it's really hard. And who learned Portuguese is really, really brave. Really, it's just what I can say.
Yeah, true, guys. Like, and if you speak in Portuguese, any Brazilian like could be like, "Oh, you speak Portuguese," would be like, we
Yeah.
open a big smile and we think it's awesome because you are learning our language, like because we have like a Brazilian language, let's say that it's a little bit different from Portugal. And
Yes.
when we hear from our accent, it's better, so we are glad. We are completely glad. Um, and you are in the north as well, like north of Brazil. You're in the north of France, right?
No, no, I'm not. I'm not in north of France. I live next to Genève
Hmm.
in the Alps region. I live in the French Alps.
Okay. Yeah. And about your life there, maybe you can find a few similarities with Brazil. I think it's difficult, but
Yes, to be fair, I found some of similarities with Brazil. I think the people in traffic is quite a little bit crazy in Brazil, like in Brazil. Like the people in Brazil, like the traffic is just crazy, guys. And in France is a little bit similar. Um, the people here use a lot of motorcycles, like in Brazil too. And like I'm comparing because I live in north of Europe already, and I didn't saw this kind of stuff too much. Like the people in traffic was so polite, was so kind, and here I don't see the same thing. I'm saying that because I drive here, and I drive to in the north of Europe, and was so much chill. Here you needed to pay so much attention, especially because of the motorcycles too, motorcycle. The food, it's a little bit similar. It's not a little bit. It's a little bit better compared with the north of the north of the Europe. And it's really better. And we have so much sun. Like I think here we have a sun. Like it's so nice. I'm so glad that he have
oh yeah.
sun similarity like in Brazil. Of course, it's not like my where I live. Like where I live, we have 40 degrees all the time in the year. Because this one is 22, everyone's is frozen where I live. Because we have the base of the degrees like 35, 40, 35, 40 all the
Oh
year.
gosh.
Like yeah, it's a lot indeed. And here we have a sun. Like yeah, and where I live in Brazil, we have a lot of sun all the time, like all the time. And was the similarities for me that I could see until now, basically.
Basically the weather, thanks God, because like 20 degrees, we die. Basically, like
We
it's
die.
yeah, it's too much.
We died.
And here in
We
Sao
with
Paulo,
gloves, with jackets,
oh
stuff,
yeah,
boots.
gloves, scarves. Yeah, because like in São Paulo, I already saw, like, I mean, São Paulo capital. I already saw like 5 degrees, and I work in an open place. You don't have like buildings that covers the these the weather, and it's completely frozen environment, and like I cannot survive. It's too much for me, at least. So that's why live in Europe could be maybe not a good experience in this, like talking about weather.
Yes.
But still, like, yeah, it's too much, and we can see snow in Brazil. That's a fact, in the south. I just wanted to put in the podcast for the listeners, see this.
Okay, no, that's okay.
So I think that's it. Then we talked a lot. We could put like a lot of interesting points about Pará. First of all, I wanted to show for the listeners this not so common like region in Brazil. Thank you so much for today. And yeah, you have your last words.
Okay, so thank you so much to invite me to have me here again. I love to talk about my region. I think it's a region that worth it. We discover not just about the world, but about the Brazilians too. It's a beautiful region and really rich. We are really rich. We're really kind, and I think it could be really, really nice to everyone know about it a little bit more. And I'm really glad that you invite me, that you give me this space to talk about my region in Brazil, my perspective, because I live there all my life basically. So I think this is nice and this is important too. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. And your social medias, please.
Okay, so I have two social medias. One of them is from north of Brazil. Yeah, my Instagram. It's from north of Brazil. It's my Instagram in English. Well, I need to say that I'm not posting a lot there, but I have the other one that is Dani and I'm, and in that profile, I speak more in Portuguese. So if you want to improve your Portuguese, listen to more, you can start to follow me there, Dani and I'm.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm gonna put her social medias in the comments. So my name is Andrey, but you can find me like Brazilian Buddy everywhere, like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. So thanks so much, guys, for this episode, and I see you on the next one. Bye. See ya. Ciao, ciao.